say your name and your year, I guess.
I'm Caitlin Loftus, and I'm a senior.
And Caitlin, what's your major?
I'm a psychology major.
Are you overall satisfied with your major? Are you happy that, you chose the major?
I am pretty happy that I chose the psych major just because I've always been interested in human behavior, and ever since high school, I've really just loved psych courses. And recently I even took a class, or I'm taking a class in which it's psychology through children's literature, and they literally just bring you children's books to read to you, and you analyze the psychology of it. So pretty great class overall, and pretty great major overall.
Are you involved with any groups or activities or programs within the psychology department in itself?
I am in the psychology club, but I don't do much in it just because I am not orienting my career towards a psychology um based career at all. I just kind of would rather do something else. So I think that
Within the psych major, do you find yourself, do you have a group of friends, or do you have a community within the psych major itself that you would say that you spend a decent amount of time with?
yeah, so I actually don't really have a ton of close friends that are in the psychology major, so I had to make a lot of friends throughout the past few years. And I definitely have a solid crew of people that we've had a lot of discussions together and a lot of classes together, and now forums and seminars together. So I definitely think that I've established a group of friends that I've networked with throughout the years that are just school friends and class friends.
Great. Do you have any negative feedback or any improvements that you think the psych department could work on?
I don't necessarily. I think that they do a really good job of making all types of classes available, whether it's mental health and well-being, or it's forensic psychology, or it's psychopathology, or it's a class on children's literature. I think that they have all types of classes that you could really make it your own experience, and they do a really good job of catering to everyone's interests. I do think that maybe they could do a better job of tying in other interests career-wise with that, just because I feel half the major maybe is interested in the field of psychology, but most of the major isn't necessarily. So I think maybe that would be the one critique, but overall I've had a great experience with it.
Great. Thank you. What is your name and your grade, I guess?
Bridget, and I'm a senior.
Bridget, what's your major?
Communications.
Are you, as a senior, are you happy with your choice of being a communications major?
I think it's going to take me to a job that I want, but that being said, I think if I redid college, I would probably choose a different major.
Okay, and why would you choose a different major?
I think I learned more about my interests the older I got, and when I was a freshman, I didn't fully grasp that, and I kind of just blindly went into communications. So now that I know more of what I like, I probably would have chosen a different major based off of that. I don't think so.
Do you think the communications department does a good job of publicizing these events and making students aware of maybe different programs, events, or speakers, and like you mentioned, maybe even Max?
Yeah, I think they do, because I know I get, not even through Max, but just the general communications department newsletter every week, and I think they do a nice job of just laying out exactly what opportunities are available week by week. I know I always look out for them because they do have job postings or different events going on campus that relate to communications, so that's always helpful.
And within your classes, specifically comm and the department and your major in general, do you feel as if you have a community or some friends specific to the major?
I think that's something that's kind of lacking, would be the community. I know schools that are a little bit smaller, like Ford, for example, or I don't know, kinesiology, maybe they have, just because they are a smaller department, they have more communal events. Like I know Ford has a Christmas party. Like communications definitely doesn't have anything like that. I do have a couple friends in the major, which is nice, and I've enjoyed taking classes with my friends because we help each other out and like learn together, which is great. But I don't know. I feel like there could be more community aspect involved with communication.
Do you have any overarching thoughts that that the communications department could do better? I know you mentioned a sense of community, but besides that, do you have any complaints or negative aspects that you've noticed throughout your 4 years here?
Yeah, I think that a lot of students feel like they had to learn about the same things again and again. Like any comm major will say they learned about media violence in the media like a million times. And I think partially that's a result of just like a lack of course selections and like narrowed subject matter, whereas we all have to take these really general intro level classes up until I would say senior year, because this is finally the time that I feel like I got to kind of choose my own path within communications, and I feel like that's something that should start earlier on and would really help people like find out what they want to do earlier on in their college career.